Well, hello. Happy Wednesday. Right now you're in the middle of your week. You're in the middle of your day because it's noontime Eastern time. And I hope it's been a great day so far. If not, you have the rest of the afternoon to try to turn it around. So my name is Colleen Magnus and you are Creating with Colleen. I come to you live every Wednesday on YouTube and I'm on the East Coast in Virginia, in Chesapeake, Virginia. And boy, has it been a mild year. I know I can't complain, but would still love to see a little bit of snow. We have had snowstorms in March, so I am holding out. But today is March 1st. I just cannot believe where the time goes. I always say I see 3 days of the month, the 1st, the 15th, and the 30th. And that's usually because I'm paying my bills. But you know, you just have to enjoy every single day because they do go by quick. Life is just in a blink of an eye. So make the most of every day that you have. So today I am coming to you with some online exclusive new products. So you ask them what's an online exclusive. It's a new program that Stampin' Up! Is starting. They're trying out and they're only going to be available online. So they're not going to be in catalogs, products in catalogs, but it's a great way for them to introduce product to us every quarter. So that's the goal, is that every quarter they'll be introducing it to us. And today they just posted for you to purchase the first set of online exclusives. Now what it entails, lots of different things, but there's a couple stamp sets. There's some bundles, both with dies and with punches. There's a new card kit called Colorful Kaleidoscope, which I just ordered mine this morning. I think it's going to be beautiful as the kit, or even if you want to switch it up. And then they even have logo wear and logo items if you want to sport your Stampin' Up. Some new dies, beautiful border standalone dies. So go and check it out when you get a chance. All you have to do is go to my blog, creatingwithcolleen.com, hit shop now, and then you'll see online exclusives. Just click on that. And as I send out my newsletters, I will be putting links in there too. So all you have to do is click the link. What? You're not on my newsletter list already? Okay, go to my blog, creatingwithcolleen.com, and hit get my newsletter. And I will keep you posted on all the specials, and I send videos and inspiration too. It's all stamping, all positive all the time. So please do that if you haven't already. Also, I want to remind you one last time, well actually one last time, I'm going to keep telling you. The annual catalog and the January through April mini catalog, April will be here before you know it. May will be here before you know it. So basically on March 29th, I'll be sending out the retired list of the products that will no longer be available. But please don't wait till that time, because what happens is the list comes out and all of a sudden everybody decides they want it. And it goes quick. So once it's gone for good, especially your in colors. Now we're going to have a color refresh. So I don't know exactly all the colors that are coming in, but if you really like the in colors that will be going out, because they're only in for 2 years, please stock up on your ink pads if you don't already have them. If you want them, get them now, but your ink refills. Ink refill is so inexpensive, it will keep your pad going for years, and that is the first thing that always sells out, and they're hard to find after that. So stock up on your cardstock, because May 1st is the last day to order from either of those catalogs, and then we will start a new annual catalog on May 2nd. So I'm going to turn the camera around, hold on, and I'll see who's here. But today we are going to be creating with some of that exclusive new product that we have. So actually what I have done is I have tailored it with some products I already have. You know, I can't buy it all, although I do try. But as I look around my room, I see beautiful bundles that I have from the annual catalog that I haven't used in a while. So I'm taking some of the new product today, which I'm going to show it all to you, what I have, and then I'm going to put it together with some of my older stamps and dies. And I think it created a pretty card. I hope you think so too. So let me take you out of here. Let me turn you around. Ooh, almost hit the X button. Don't want to do that. I would have lost you for good. So let me get you in here. Oops. I'm so sorry. One day I will find a better way. But I just like to see you and you see me when I first get started. So today, what I have is, this is a card. First of all, let me see who's here today. We have, hello, Renee and Gwen, Stephanie and Sandy. I hope you are all having a wonderful day. Miss Fran and Lynn. Stephanie, I'm glad you said you hope it's peacock. Pretty peacock is one of the colors that is coming back for the in colors. That's how we know they're going to do a color refresh, because through this designer paper, they've given us a couple peeks, sneak peeks of what it is. And lo and behold, I love Pretty Peacock so much. Guess who had a pack of cardstock already? Because as a demonstrator, I will be able to pre-order this the beginning of April. But, you know, you want it now. And I'm so glad I did have it. So this is a card I'm going to be making today. I use a couple different dies. And then this is my inside. And I'm going to show you a trick with your cardstock when we get to the inside. So this is our card. Let me set it aside and introduce you to some of this product that's coming out. So this is a flyer they had given us, and this is the Hello Irresistible Suite. Now, I didn't purchase this bundle. Let me hold it up here. I didn't purchase it immediately because I do have some floral sets, and I wanted to see what was coming out today, because Stampin' Up! Only gave the demonstrators, you know, a sneak peek. Like, we got to pre-purchase this, which is a huge benefit of being a part of Stampin' Up! Even if you're just a hobbyist and you're looking to save some money, you get to order the product for everybody else. It's always good to be in the front of the line. But here, the Irresistible Blooms dies, I just wanted to see what else they were coming out with today. So now that I have, of course I did get a couple extra things, but I did order this bundle, and you will be seeing it soon, because I really did love these dies right here. You know, of course, the flowers cut out the designer paper, it's great. But so I'm taking this product, but then I'm combining it with a Poppy Moments that we had in the stamp set. So let me just show you all the new product first that we have. This here is called, this is a designer paper. It's a 6x6, and it is called Hello Irresistible. So it's absolutely beautiful, lots of spring colors. In fact, the colors, and this is how we knew about that in color coming back, the colors of the designer paper are Daffodil Delight. Ooh, I think I have all but one of those, so let me show you that too. It's Daffodil Delight, Flirty Flamingo, Petal Pink. We got Petal Pink here. Get my fingers working. Pretty Peacock, Stephanie. Love, love, love that color so much. Soft Seafoam. And the color I didn't have that is also coming back is Lost Lagoon. And that was a beautiful color too. So two of my favorites are coming back, and I am excited about it. But those are the colors that are featured in the designer paper. So for the designer paper, just beautiful. You know, this time of year, even though I'm still holding out for a little bit of snow, I could do spring too. So we have these here. And then, how do I want to do this? Here we go. And what's nice is this matches the dies, which I love that pattern. It's like little lines with little dots on them. But gorgeous colors. Love my greens, love leaves. They go with everything. And then what's nice is that the dies cut out this designer paper. And you know, I have always loved that with Stampin' Up, that their dies will coordinate with a lot of the papers. So a lot of the dies will, not all, but most. So here we have that. We have that beautiful paper. This here, which I just love that. It almost reminds me of being underwater, under the sea. Beautiful, beautiful leaves. So you could use this for any occasion. It's just one of those great designer papers. This here also, you can cut out. And then this here. So what I really like too, so those are the beautiful pattern sides. On the back side, you have all these gorgeous colors. And sometimes I get lost with these, you know, just a marbled pattern on what to do, but that's what I'm using today. It just works great with the dies that I'm going to show you. So that's the designer paper. Then what is really cool, that was called Hello Irresistible. Then you have 3 basic 3D embossing folders. So it actually comes as a 3-pack. And then with that, you have right here, let me find my things. Hope you can see these in there. This is a dot, but it's not just a flat dot. Let me see if I can get a little higher. These are all nicely rounded. So it's really, really cool, and I think you can do a lot with this. Neat texture. So it's different from any other dot folder that we've had. This here, I love. This is like a little crosshatch. And I really think you need a detailed die. Something simple with texture that you can use on your cardstock and on your designer papers. So this one I foresee myself using a lot. And then this one here, they could be like a little flower. We think it kind of looks like a little starfish. So with the beautiful coastal sets that we have, I've done a few videos on them if you want to check them out. This would go great. So whether you want to use it for floral or like little starfish, I think it'll be perfect. And then, what else did I get? This here is a 12 by 12 paper. Haven't even taken this out yet. Let's check this out. This is called Naturally Gilded. And it is 12 by 12. But everyone loves a foil paper because everybody loves a little bit of bling. So you can see how gorgeous this is. So it has a gold. Then it has a silver, which is very, very pretty. And last but not least, you get 2 sheets of each of the 12 by 12. It has like a copper. Actually, let me see if it says, it almost looks like a rose copper. What does it say? Regular copper. Copper, gold, and silver. And very vanilla and whisper white. Either one can actually go with this paper. So that's going to be fun to create with. So that's, oh, I forgot these. Here, these are called loose frosted dots. And I'll use this on the project today so you can see how to adhere them. But they are awesome. They come in the colors of Flirty Flamingo, Daffodil Delight, and Pretty Peacock. And they're a couple different sizes. So they are flat on one side. You'll put them on like an embellishment, but it's not self-adhesive. But you get 360 of them. So even if you drop a couple on the floor, you will be fine and have plenty. So that is a new product that I got, and I went ahead and ordered today, and of course I had to 2-day my order, so it'll be here Friday for the weekend. And then I will be playing and be able to show you some of the other new products next Wednesday at noon Eastern time when we come back together again. So what was existing on here? A while back, it was a die set that was just made flowers. It was a poppy, called Poppy Moments, and it came with this stamp set. And I loved it because you could do the flowers, even though it was a poppy, you could do it in any color you want. And I thought the sayings in here were great. So this is the Peaceful Moments stamp set I'm using. And the dies, Poppy Moments, let me find them. I earmarked it in my book here. So in the annual catalog on page 173, these are the dies. So it has solid flowers, and then this has this really fine outline. It has the centers, has a vine, and the leaves. And again, the reason I really want to show you this kind of product now is because if I was a betting woman, which I'm not, my luck at betting's never been good, so I gave that up years ago. I would have to say they are probably going to be going out only because they've been around for like 2 years. They came out as a bundle and now they're sold separately. But I wanted to show it to you just in case, because it's not always about the new product. We have so much great product that is in here. And I really am excited. Y'all know the holiday catalog will not come out until September. So we are going to have 4 months to focus on the new annual catalog. And I just can't wait because it's a lot of great products in there. Now, in addition to that, I'm using the Stylish Shapes. They have some banners, the circles, the squares, and I love these because they are all stitched. They're absolutely beautiful. And those are on page 175. So it's up here at the top called Stylish Shapes, and they're great because we all need different shapes, different sizes. So we have that. And then last but not least, I've been waiting to show this die because it had been on back order, but it is here now. And that is called, whoops, these. So these are some really unique dies. I thought they were great, and I've seen some beautiful cards with them. They are on page, let me see, 1, 2, here we go. They are actually on page 174, and it's called Split Card Textures. So there's two, they're right here. So there's two dies. They come like this. This is how the first die cuts. And you could either put it this way, you could put it going this way, whichever one you want. And basically what you would do is you can put designer paper under there. You could put solid cardstock or designer paper, but it's just cool. It just really adds a different background. So this is what the geometric one, your nice crisp lines and everything, that's the way this one is. And then I am actually going to use and show you how to cut with the floral. That's what made this right here. So fun times, fun times. Edith, you made it just in time. I'm so glad. Hello, hello. So what I'll do now, let me clear some of this out of my way, because it really is a hot mess once you get creating in here. Let me tell you the sizes that I'm using for this cardstock. First I have, let me get my pieces. Okay. First I have a piece of 5.5 by 8 inch scored at 4 1/4 of soft seafoam. Then I have a piece of, I'm going to put this on the back because this is the one I want to cut. These two pieces are only 1/8 of an inch difference. So this is 4 1/8 by 5 1/8, or if you don't like using your 1/8 inches, just make it 4 by 5 1/4. I was a previous drafter, so I have no problem with it. 4 1/8 by 5 3/8, whatever I said before, 4 1/8 by 5 3/8, pretty peacock. Then I have a piece of 3 3/4 by 5 inch Very Vanilla. Okay. And I have taken a picture of this. I will put it on my blog by Friday, I promise. I'll put it, so much easier just to post it on Facebook, my Creating with Colleen Facebook page. I'll put it on there after we finish. But by Friday, I will have a blog post with these on there too. Then I have a 4 by 5 1/4 inch Pretty Peacock. That's for my inside. So I'm going to put my inside pieces here. I have a piece of 3 inches by 5 1/4 inch Hello Irresistible. So what's nice is in that pack of designer paper, you get 4 sheets of each design, and then you just cut it in half, and you're actually going to get 8 cards. And there's a couple different designs that can work behind what I'm doing. Then I'm going to leave these right here, but then you just need these little pieces. So I've already cut them out, and we have Flirty Flamingo, and this is, it's right behind me. It's a soft subtle, y'all. What is it? What is it? I knew I was going to do that. I haven't used it in so long, but I love it. It's so saffron, so saffron. Now, the designer paper actually calls for Daffodil Delight, but I found it was too bright. So I backed it down a little bit, and I'm going to soften this up with some color that you'll see. But then we have the banner in Very Vanilla, Early Espresso, Pretty Peacock, and Pear Pizzazz. So I'm just going to leave these parts here so I know where to find them, because they could get lost real quick. Okay, these are my insides. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to cut with the die, with the corner die. Let me put these here. And what I like to do with this is when I'm putting it on here, I'm going to line it up to where pretty much this edge, it's like maybe 1/4 inch. But you really just want this, and kind of down here to be even. That'll give you a nice sharp edge, corner around the edge. Then I'm taking my Post-it note, and with the sticky part, I'm putting the sticky on the paper and on the die so it holds it in place. I don't want that moving around when I go to cut it. And I really think the sticky notes just work the best. So here I'm going to take my die cutting machine. I'm going to use the number 1 plate. And since it's a die, I have to use the number 2 platform. I have to build that thickness a little bit. Then I'm going to take one clear acrylic plate. I'm going to take my pretty peacock with the die on there. Put this in and always make sure all your plates are even on the edge, and then just roll her through. Glides nice and easy. I'll put this over here. And then here, you just take this out. And for these little pieces, let me show you. I just have a piece of foam and one of our older cases. And this is the Take a Pick tool. So I use it a lot. You're going to see me using it today. It has the little piercer. If you turn it around, you have this little spatula that's been good for a lot of things. Here, this is really, really great to have, especially if you're using the little embellishments I'm using today that are not self-adhesive. This will pick them up. But then you can also get an add-on, and it's this little rotary brush. So that just put it right on the end there, and then I can just roll it on here, and that takes care of pretty much all my little dies, all the little pieces in there. But see how nice that cuts? So I'll close that. But it really is one of the best tools that I have in the stamp room. So now that I have this, for the original card, I used the more muted look. But I thought this would really work too, because what happened when I first put this together, I was thinking, let me put a pattern behind it. And you could do that, but I think it makes it very, very busy. This one isn't quite as noticeable, but look at this one. You could do it either way, but see the leaves under there? So it just depends on how busy you want it to be. I liked a softer color under there so that this is mainly what you see. So that's why I liked this one. I thought you could use, even though it has the speckles. Or this one is soft altogether. And you could definitely use that. And turn it each way, because since it is marbled, you might want a little bit more of the yellow. You might want a little bit more of the pretty peacock. But all I'm going to do is turn this over. I'm going to take my liquid glue and just, y'all know you don't need a ton of this. Oh my goodness, it's not like we're in elementary school and we had that big old bottle of Elmer's. The finest line will do because it's so strong. And then if you want to even just tap a couple little dots here, that will just hold it down onto the designer paper. I'm just going to take this, lay it right on top. The nice thing is you can always move it since it is a liquid paper. And there, almost reminds you of a church window. There now I have the front of my card. So I did want a little bit of an edge on here, so that's why I'm taking that soft seafoam. That's why I made that just an 1/8 inch bigger than what the other one is, because I like to have a smaller edge. Now I could just take my glue, my Tombow liquid, and put this on the back. So what are y'all thinking of the new product, since you got a little intro already? I really am liking it. And again, ready for these spring colors. Put a little shout out. So here I was able to move it around. So here I have the base of my card. Easy enough. And I'm just going to go ahead and set this aside and start working on my flowers. So for the flowers, as I said, I used the So Saffron to kind of soften it up a little bit, because I really did feel like the Daffodil Delight was a little bright. And I could, if I wanted to, I could just take these and layer them like that. But I just wanted to soften it up just a bit. So what I'll do is I'm going to take my small blending brush, and I really do like the small ones just as well as the big ones because they both serve a purpose. The big one I might get too much in there, but I'm taking my Flirty Flamingo ink and just kind of going around the edges to soften this a little bit. Definitely not in the middle though, because I still want that color to come through. But this is just creates a very soft look with your flowers. Now always hold the head here because it's a thin neck. I like to hold the head. It just, you're able to push down more. And when you're doing this, you don't have to push down hard at first. Just kind of start soft, but then push down. Kind of work that color in there. If you push too hard right from the beginning, you might leave a mark, like a colored mark. You could blend it out, but this just kind of softens it all up a little bit. Okay, good enough. So here I have this, and then when I go to glue these together, well, Caters, I'm glad you made it. Yeah, you go from the start because I introduced some new product, and you can see the new product that's now available for our online exclusive with Stampin' Up. Now this one's pretty easy, so I do know it's gonna go like so. This one, before I put my glue on it, I kind of like to figure out where it is. Like you might have had to turn this, and when you have glue on it, it's tricky. So just make sure it's in the direction that you want it to go, and then put your glue on. Again, my glue of choice is the liquid Tombow because I could just put some little dots on here, the tiniest dots, and it's gonna hold that down. And the bulk of it I put in the middle, so it will hold my flower together also. All right. So now that I have that, let me scoop it off the edge so I can pick it up. I literally am just going to lay the edge there. If I do need to turn it a little bit like this, I can. Okay. So here I have my flower. Just push it down and just set it here to dry for a moment. And you're going to do the same with this one. So this was So Saffron, Flirty Flamingo is the outline along with the ink that I sponged it with. Used my little blending brush. Alrighty. And I'm going to put that right on there. Oh, I don't know why I always put the top. I always, with my ink pads, I always close them when I'm stamping because I have been known to get ink on my card if I did not. But it's funny, I do the same thing with my liquid glue. I always put the cap on and then it's like, oh no, you're not done yet. So here I have my flowers and I'm going to put a center. Again, I used early espresso because I liked that little bit of pop of the dark. And then this here will go on there. So here, I'm not worried about those little pieces that stick up. If I just put it on the base and give it a second, I think it will hold just fine. So here I have that center, and right here, I've got this center here. Here we go. So Stephanie wanted to know when you can order the goodies. Stephanie, they are on there now. Demonstrators have had a pre-order this last month of the selected products I showed you on the flyers, but everybody can now go to the website. If you're a customer, creatingwithcolleen.com, shop now, and you'll see online exclusives. And of course, you being a demonstrator and on my team, thank you, then you can actually just go to the website and order them straight up. But all the online exclusive items are available starting today. So I'm going to take my flowers off and I'm going to set them aside here. Now with the stylish shapes, I love the larger banner. So I will take Early Espresso and the Peaceful Moments stamp set out of the annual catalog. Life is better with a friend like you. Congratulations, happy birthday, with deepest sympathy, thank you. This is a great all-occasion stamp set. I love when you can get one set and create many different kind of cards from it. So I'm just going to take the Thinking of You with All My Heart, and I'm going to put it over here to the right because I'm actually going to cut this off at the left. So when I take my card, I don't know exactly how much to cut yet. I'll just trim it a little, because I don't want too much. Basically, I want this whole edge sticking underneath the flower. So when I put it on here, I actually put the this flower I'm actually putting on first, and I'm just going to tape it on. So I can kind of, and I don't push down, y'all know, till it's where I want it. So I have that flower there. Now my larger flower, I'm going to pop up with some dimensionals. Alrighty. So what do y'all think of these colors? I know the computer, it's like a catalog. It never does it justice. But I tell you, it is gorgeous like that. Miss Lynn, I hope you're enjoying it. I don't know where Barb is today. She must have an appointment or something. She must be out there doing something. So I didn't want to cover too much of this up because that's what I love. But then when I have this, again, I haven't really pushed it down yet. I guess I need to push it a little bit. Then this is where I'm going to slide this under. Like that. So I do need to cut more of it off. I'm going to see how I like that. Still a little bit more. Let me move these over some. I think when I did that, I put it over too far. So I have that and this. Then when I slide this under, I'm not overhanging my card. Plus you see it all right underneath there. So let me move that like that. Okay, let's see if this works. Close enough, we'll count. Good. Caters loves the colors. Caters, I do too. You know, it's all Stampin' Up! Colors are great, but I love that we are finally having our color renovation. They said they would do it about every 5 years, and it was time. So you're always sad when a lot of the beautiful in colors go out, but I love that they will bring them back again. So this is the front of my card, and one of the things I want to do is, of course, my Wink of Stella. Now I have a couple choices. I can come in here for this one and just do the center of the flower. I could do just the outline, and you could have done that before or after you put it on, because you know you have some good precision here. Here's a big word for you with the Wink of Stella. It's a nice brush. We'll just put it on. So I'm doing the inside because I do like to have, instead of the whole thing just sparkly, I do like to have some of the color a little bit flat, and then the inside. I think it takes what is used with the Wink of Stella, the glittery part, and makes it stand out even more. And since I didn't do the Flirty Flamingo, I'll just hit those centers. Woo, they're so pretty. So there's the front of my card, and now I'm going to show you a trick with the inside. When I first did the inside, I thought it was kind of an overkill, which at the time it was, let me see where my cutter is. Here we go. To back this, especially with it being the Pretty Peacock, and I only have one pack to last me for a month. I'm probably going to be using it in my stamp clubs because I know they'll be able to order it soon. But I'm going to stamp this first, and I love that these are the moments we will look back on with joy. So I'm going to take the Very Vanilla, 3 3/4 by 5. I think I do want to put my leaf on first, just so I kind of know where to stamp. So just as I've done the other ones, let me get my little glue mat back. I'll just take my liquid glue and tip it on here, a little bit there, and just lay this on top. And then once you pick it up, if you need to line up your edges a little bit, you can move it with the liquid glue. But you do have to move it kind of quick because it definitely dries quick. But it dries strong, and that's what I love. So I have my little leaf here. I will get my adhesive. And I'm going to put it right in this corner here. Of course, since I did it on the front, let me get the outline now of the Pure Pizzazz. I know y'all can't see this on the screen much, but boy, does it add a lot. So that's there. And then for the stamp, When you have something that is kind of script and straight, always look at the straight when you're lining it up. The script can kind of play tricks on you. But if you're looking at something that is perfectly horizontal, you should be able to hopefully get close enough. And if not, y'all know it's a card made with love. And that's how whoever receives it should see it. So these are the moments we'll look back on with joy. I'm gonna put this, I'm getting ahead of myself. Typically, you could put this on here, but I am wasting all this cardstock underneath. And this is what I want to show you. And you would want to do this, especially like if you have a gold foil, you know, that is like, well, it's like gold. You know, you want to save that. But also, you want to do it if you just don't want to waste that paper. And the nice thing is you could take whatever you had in the center, we're going to cut it out. And that's what you can use for your leaves or for your flowers if you want it in that color. So you're not taking new cardstock and cutting that. So this basically is a 1/4 inch edge. So I just need to cut in, say, a 1/2 inch. So what I'll do is I'll just take, this is my 1/2 inch line. I just take it on my edge. And since this is, what is this? 5 inches, I believe. I just took it off. 5 1/4. I'm just going to take my blade and I'm going to go, it has like a line here. I'm just lining it up at the 1/2 inch to about 4 3/4. So I'm cutting that. I turn around, put this edge on that 1/2 inch again. Here I see a 1/2 inch. Coming down, this was 4, so come down to about 3 1/2. And I'm just going to do this, there's my 1/2 inch, all the way down, like such. And one more time. It's my 1/2 inch. And come, and when I do that, I've taken out the center of this, and I have all this cardstock that I can use. And I did want to share another trick with you. I don't know if y'all know this, but when you turn 40, your eyesight goes, the close eyesight. I mean, mine went with like 40 in 3 days. It was crazy. It started going on me. So I do wear contacts. But this was hard to see. When you first get your cutter, this is clear. And I had a hard time seeing these numbers with it being clear. So we have what's called tear-in tape, and all it is a double-sided adhesive. But if you take it, it's this thick, so it's a perfect thickness. It's like a 1/4 inch. If you take a piece of that tear-in tape and just run it on the back of those numbers, you pull the strip off, it's sticky, put it on there, and then just don't pull this part off. If I was to pull this off, it would be a double-sided tape. But I just left it on here, and you can see the numbers so much better because now they have a white backing. So whether you're 40 or not, I think that is just a great tip to help you see the numbers that you have on your cutter. You can see them so much better than just looking through clear plastic. So moving on. Now what I'll do is I have my little frame here, and I'm just going to take this frame and I will put my glue on here. I could use the tape or I could use liquid. But you know, waste not, want not. I am a person that I like to, you know, I just don't like to waste. You know, take what you eat on your plate. You can always go back and get more. Don't let the water run in while you're brushing your teeth. Save that water. There's some countries that don't even have water. So let's not take ours for granted. Don't get me started. I'll stop there. I'll spare you. How's that? Just talk to my family. But now that I have this here, even though I taped it, whatever, I can use a little liquid too. And this goes on. And nobody is smarter that there's no cardstock behind there. And you have this entire piece to use on another project. And if it is gold foil or silver foil, you're going to be glad because you can get a lot out of that. So that is my card today. We, you know, again, welcoming the new products. But I love the colors that go with here. And I'm just so thankful that Pretty Peacock is coming back. So let's see. Sandy said, I always teach her something new. Oh, putting tear and tape on the cutter today. Thank you, Sandy. I knew I had to do something, and it was a huge, huge help for me. And I hope you all do find my videos useful. I love to teach. I think that's why when I signed up to be a hobbyist and I immediately started doing classes and workshops, I just love to teach people. And I hope I teach you something each and every time. So reminder, you can go to creatingwithcolleen.com. You can sign up for my newsletter there. You can order from there. If your order is less than 150, please use this. Oh, it's a February host code. Okay, I'll keep it open for 2 more days. How's that? And then you can order with that. But either way, whether you use the code or not, you can go to creatingwithcolleen.com to place your order. And you will see, you're on my YouTube channel now, but I have videos in the video section and the live section. So please click on both of those and hopefully you'll be inspired. So I am so happy again. My 2-day order is coming on Friday, my exclusive online orders, and I will go ahead and we'll be creating with that next Wednesday. I'm so happy. So I hope you'll join me again. And if there's ever anything I can do for you, just let me know. I'm always here to help you create. So I hope God blesses you today. Have a wonderful day. And I look forward to seeing you next Wednesday. Take care now. Bye-bye.